Yo Burger!
So welcome to Feburgerary. So this is 8 videos for the full month of February, all based on vegan burgers.
Okay, today we're gonna do arancini. Comes from Sicily. In essence, it's rice. We're gonna fill it with mozzarella. We're gonna make a vegan mozzarella, and then it's coated in breadcrumbs and fried.
And arancini is typically a bowl. We're gonna take the bowl, put it in a bun, and go and turn it into an arancini burger. This is next level. It's gonna be amazing, and can't wait to taste it.
So here we go. First step, we got a pan on high heat. In on top of our frying pan, we're gonna make our rice. And you know, normally it's a sticky rice that typically we use in leftover rice. We're gonna make a kind of an easy, quick fire risotto, lazy risotto, which is gonna be the base of our arancini.
Okay, so I'm going in with a tablespoon of oil.
I've chopped 1 white onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and 1 chili. I left the seeds in because I like it hot. Leave them out if you don't. Oh, nice.
Okay, so we fried them down on a high heat for probably 2 to 3 minutes. They're starting to caramelize and gold, a nice bit of char around the edges.
Okay, I'm going in with a generous pinch of salt in here. Now I've got 500 grams of arborio rice. Try to find arborio or some sort of a sticky white rice.
So a risotto rice, arborio is one of the typical risotto rices.
So in that goes right now into the pan, and we're gonna fry that for about a minute with that pinch of salt. Okay, so Dave's been frying that for about a minute. I've got about a teaspoon of dried porcini powder, so any sort of mushroom powder if you have. If you don't worry. It's just gonna add an extra subtle level of flavor.
Okay, so I've fried down the rice for probably a minute. With the
now
mushroom.
Time to add in veg stock. So we've got a full litre of veg stock, so it's 1 part arborio rice to 2 part water. And we're just gonna bring that to the boil, reduce it to a simmer, and leave it cook away until the rice is perfect and sticky and delicious. Okay, so I'm just gonna change hobs over here. So next step, we're gonna start making our mozzarella. Vegan, of course. So first step you're gonna need is a high-speed blender. In on top of that, we've got 100 grams of cashew nuts, raw cashews. We've literally boiled them for 5 minutes until they came nice and soft. And then I've drained them, so I drained off all the soap water. I've got 200 ml of water. I'm just gonna add that in. Lovely, very important. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon, so you can see here, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of salt, and I've got 2.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast.
In on top of that,
mozzarella.
In on top of that, we've got 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, or any kind of white vinegar.
So we're gonna blend lid on and just blend that until smooth. Okay, we blended that until it's super smooth. Lovely texture.
Beautiful texture. Okay, so this is a very important piece and part of the puzzle. We're going in with 3 tablespoons of arrowroot, and we're gonna simply add it in.
If you don't have arrowroot, you get some form of other ground starch, in essence like potato starch, corn starch, tapioca. They're gonna help thicken it and bind it and hold it together. So lid on, and we're gonna blend that again until it's lovely and smooth. Point to note about the risotto or quick fire risotto. Normally risotto, obviously you pour in a little bit of time and allow it steam. In essence, we're being a lot lazier here. And normally with rice you wouldn't stir it, but in this case we do want to stir it occasionally. And in essence what it's going to do is it's going to break down the cell, or release a little more starch. We're sticky, more porridgey like rice.
Sticky, make the rice sticky. Okay, so I've got a pan on a high heat. We've blended everything until it's very smooth. So this is going to be our mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
I'm waiting until the pan is nice and hot. I'm going to add in our full mixture.
That's exciting, isn't it?
And I'm literally going to keep it moving around the pan. Okay, so that's literally taken us about 4 minutes. It's come together into a beautiful sticky bowl.
So it really is quite like mozzarella in its texture. We're going to pop that down into a bowl before we shape and we put in our brine.
So what I've done here is I've got about 1/2 liter of water. I put in a good pinch of salt, and it's just going to be a brine just to cool down our mozzarella. Okay, so now it's a matter of shaping our mozzarella into little balls. So I'm going to dip my hands into the brine water. They're obviously clean hands. Very important for shaping it. So I'm going to take a couple of decent tablespoons.
In it goes.
And give them to my twin.
Because your hands are coated in water, it doesn't quite stick. Shape it into a little bit of a ball, and then in it goes.
The brine's going to help cool it.
It does look cool, doesn't it?
So that mozzarella literally takes 5 minutes to make, well, probably 10 really, but it's perfect, it's delicious, and it's going to serve really well in these arancini burgers. Okay, so see our rice has become really sticky and starchy. I stirred it quite a bit there towards the end just to continue to release all the starches. I'm going to leave it cool and its own steam for probably 5 minutes, and it'll just stick right together.
We're just going to add a bit of herbs to our risotto just to make it a little bit more fancy and give a fleck of colour. Obviously leave it out if you don't. We're going in with thyme or thyme, whatever type of herb you prefer. You go with basil, coriander, whatever. Thyme goes great though. Arancini normally are coated in flour, then egg, and then breadcrumbs. Obviously, we want to omit the egg. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a gram flour batter, which will function similar like an egg yolk and flour combined together. I have 100 ml of water. I have 100 ml of ground gram flour, or sieved, 100 grams. And I'm just going to slowly impart it together until I reach a nice kind of texture.
Okay, so here's a great tip for cooling your arancini or your arborio rice. So literally just pour it out onto a surface and we're just gonna spread it out. I put bacon parchment just on top of a board.
Okay, time to make our arancini burgers. Okay, our rice is obviously cooled a little bit. It's still reasonably warm.
We're pretty heat resistant though. Okay, so take a portion of rice in the bottom. This is gonna be bottom of the burger. Would you pass me a bowl, please? We're gonna pop it on top. We pop a little bit of arancini or a little bit of our risotto rice on top of it. So obviously, like my hands, I'm pretty good with heat. So if you're not, just leave your rice cool a little more. And there is one arancini burger.
Okay, so we've got our burger all together now. It's time to do our dippy. First of all, in our little gram flour batter, just cover it nicely. This is gonna help us get a nice crust on it. And then into our breadcrumbs.
Okay, so I've got a pan on a high heat. I'm gonna go in with 2 decent tablespoons of oil.
Okay, oil's lovely and hot. In goes the first of our arancini burgers. Nice little bit of sizzle. Next one. We're only gonna go with two in a pan at a time because these are big.
Oh, we got it. Okay, so our burgers are done. I've knocked them off the heat. We've got 2 nice burger buns.
I've got a nice bit of vegan mayo. I'm just gonna put on the base of both burger buns.
So the burgers hold together really well. They're nice, solid, delicious looking burgers. In goes one.
Jeez, they're proper.
This one is serious. This is, you want to be hungry for this one.
Now, we're going to put a vegan basil pesto on the top.
And if you're wondering where to get a vegan basil pesto, oh my goodness, we happen to make one. Available in Ireland or the UK.
Some sliced tomatoes just to go on top. Okay, here we go. This is a burger.
Okay, this is serious. This looks like you want to be hungry for this one. Mmm. Wow. Holds together really well, crispy, flavoursome. Yum! Mozzarella's class, burger's great, would highly recommend it. Feburgerary!
Really delicious burger. I'm just trying to take a moment just to really savour because don't tell me a mouthful. Okay, sorry.
There you have it, super flavoursome burger, really weird. I got a good bang of mozzarella in the middle of mine, super tasty. The vegan mozzarella is brilliant.
A lot of flavour because the rice itself is imparted with a lot of flavour. The whole essence of the burger is with a huge amount of flavour. Mozzarella in the middle, cut through is real nice. By decorate with the pesto and the mayo, it's just...
You're waffling. I want to finish this.
Great
Thanks
burger.
for watching. Thanks for subscribing. For more burgers, Feburgerary series. We're doing 8 in this month of February. Check them out. Cheers.